Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So right now I'm gonna be doing a Claire Tarot reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watches. And if we're gonna be honest, the way my readings work, they're not necessarily just for Pisces. If you find yourself watching this video and the things that I'm talking about resonates, regardless of what's in your sign, you're probably being spoken to by your soul. All right. So I asked the Piscean energy what this reading was going to be about today, and I was told that the moon is shifting your waters. So if you look at what moon energy is, lunar energy is yin energy, and yin energy is dark energy, okay? I almost just choked. I'm just not coordinated when I drink. All right. Whoa. This is interesting. This is interesting, Pisces, because excuse me, the way this energy looks and feels, I think the moon is trying to shift us into a higher level of badassery. Just flat out badassery. Okay. So now I'm just having problems right now. I almost choked on my tea. My nose is suddenly dripping. All right, we're almost ready, guys. Me, am I anxious? No, not anxious. I'm just not coordinated. All right. See what I'm saying? Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Hold on, guys. I gotta mute this so I can blow my nose. My nose is dripping because I was burning custom sage, a custom smudge blend. That's why. I can't really inhale too much smoke because, like I said, sensitive lungs. So Pisces, here's the thing. We have been in varying stages of self-denial for most of our lives. Okay. This self-denial comes from either our programming from childhood, or it comes from our environment where we have people around us that have no problem taking advantage of our desire to accommodate, our desire to put their needs before our own, put their preferences before our own. And so we've been really containing our light. We've been really, really hiding ourselves. Okay. Pisceans have tremendous amounts of light, and that's because we are the last in the zodiac. And there's that saying, save the best for last, right? And yeah, I said it. I said that. Save the best for last. Okay. If you if you're all offended because you're not Piscean, you shouldn't watch this then. All right. So card number 38, element, earth element, stability. Pisceans, it is time for us to allow ourselves to anchor into this life. Okay. A lot of Pisceans are not very present. We're not always fully present in the life that we're living because we're so high frequency naturally, naturally high frequency. We have a tendency to not be grounded in this life. And this could be a source of power, or it could be something that cripples or handicaps you. It can be a source of power because if you're not fully grounded here, then even the worst of the worst is like, oh, whatever. I don't care. Whatever. It's done anyways. It's already done. So what am I going to do about it? Nothing. So it can be a strength in that way. But if you're not fully present and you're not here to fully learn what you're here to learn, those cycles just keep going round and round and round and round. Okay. Card number 43, come to life. It's really time for us to come to life. No more of this living in a monochromatic world, trying to paint our life sweeter than it actually is. You don't have to put on a show. Someone commented yesterday, or was it last night? I don't know. I saw it today. Not knowing what I was talking about in a previous live, they saw the second live from yesterday. And yes, there was a lot of sadness in my eyes. I'm not going to hide that shit. I'm not a robot. I'm not a Stepford soul or a Stepford wife. And they're like, oh, I think you might have been sexually abused and you have no, you're an idiot. I'm not going to hide my pain over the death of someone I never met, I never knew. As far as I see it, a brother I never met was murdered yesterday. Okay. And there will be sadness. And here's the thing, Pisces, you don't have to hide how you feel. Just because we live in a world that's devoid of emotion, emotion is a weakness, blah, 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 blah. No, emotion is actual power. It is actual power. I used to partake in that paradigm of if you show any sort of sadness, it is weakness. That's so far from the truth. That's the biggest lie I have ever heard. I have never been weaker in my life than when I was trying to put on a strong front. The most powerful I have ever been in my life, in my journey, is when I allow myself to feel emotion. Meaning, if I'm sad, you see it. I'm sad. If I'm pissed off, you see it. There's no games with me. There's no like, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and excuse myself. No, you're going to hear it. You're going to see it because now I'm living in my truth. And there's nothing anyone can say that can take your truth from you. Only you can do that. Only you can give it away. Only you can box it up and hide it away because someone shamed you for being who you are. If they don't like who you are, they shouldn't keep coming around. That's bottom line. Bottom line, it shouldn't even affect you anymore. In the very beginning, while you're going through this process of weeding out the unnecessary, okay? Say you're the soil of your garden. Sometimes there will be weeds that find their way into your garden, okay? And you could be like, all things are sacred. All life is sacred. No, my soil has a purpose. It's a very fertile soil, but I'm not going to just let anything grow in it. It's not going to be some hodgepodge of like, what the fuck? I don't think so. If your weeds have no purpose in my garden, if it doesn't add to the value of my garden, either through some sort of spiritual medicine that your seeds are offering, I'm not going to let your shit grow in my garden. And Pisces, we don't have to allow just anything to grow in our garden. That is the hugest mistake that Pisces makes, where you are too worried that you're going to hurt, that they don't care about your feelings. The people who care about your feelings take care not to hurt your feelings. So let that sink in. Let that sink in. You don't have to care about everybody, not to that level where you are martyring yourself. I care for the well-being of other people. I care for other people enough that I would love for them to be happy in whatever way they find happiness. But am I going to martyr myself for someone I don't know, for someone who would not reciprocate that level of concern? And it's not a tit for tat thing. It's a discernment thing where you have to discern, is this worth it? Is this worth my time, my energy? Because there are plenty of other people in this world that are worth it and that will accept what you're offering. This goes for love, this goes for friendship, business, social, everything, everything. And that's the thing. People will shame you, Pisces. They'll shame you into thinking that you're somehow a horrible person for having standards. Who cares? You know how many people will call me a bitch? By all means. If bitch means I have standards, I'm the biggest bitch ever. Yep. And I used to be afraid. I used to be afraid that people would think that I'm a bitch. Think whatever you want. That's how I love. I'm not the kind of love that's going to limit you. If that's how you feel, if that's what you think, by all means, keep thinking it. I'm going to respect that. Keep thinking it, but think it somewhere else. Because if my soil, my presence doesn't help to grow you, grow somewhere else. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. We don't have to be taking care of everyone to that level where we're accommodating even their toxicity. I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. So here's the thing. Buy the book, card number 11. This is how many of us have been doing it. Buy the book. We have to play by their rules. We have to play by the rules and stay within the boxes created by emotionally devoid people. They are emotionally and spiritually bankrupt, yet they keep trying to call the shots like they're the banker in Monopoly. Well, here it is, Pisces. We're not playing games. Fuck Monopoly. Fuck your fake money. Fuck your fake currency. Fuck all of that shit. Buy the book. The only book I'm going to go buy is my book. The only book you should go buy is your book. And I'm not saying don't care about not hurting other people. If they get hurt and it's not intentional, have a conversation. Hey, did something I do hurt you? Are you okay? That wasn't my intention. What's going on? But you can't keep tiptoeing over eggshells just because you might. Just because you're in the presence of someone who has no problem taking. They can take an Uber and leave the fuck out of your garden. Okay? That's what they can take. They can take their rocks and go kick it at the end of the block. So we first were in a state of just kind of confining ourselves, trying to really keep our light from shining too bright, because heaven forbid the people who have become so accustomed existing in their distorted shadow world would be uncomfortable by our luminescence. Okay. Yeah, not my problem. I'm a little extra today, just to let you know. I'm not mad. I'm just a little extra passionate about everything. Okay. The next card, abundance. So there comes a point where we go from spiritual, energetic creatures to a realization that we are in this body, in this life. And we still have this aspect of ourselves that is extremely high frequency, extremely evolved, extremely whatever positive thing you can think of. And there's also a need for us to recognize there is a beautiful, beautiful opportunity right now to learn things that really can only be learned while in human form. So don't stop yourself from learning, okay? Don't make someone else's bullshit your priority when you have your own list of things to do in this life. Whether you're aware of that spiritual to-do list or not, it exists. There are things you have to learn. There are people you have to meet. There are experiences you have to live through so that you can have the full range of motion and emotion in your life, in your emotions, in your spiritual development, okay? People who can't seem to come to terms with the fact that we are emotional beings as a human collective. We are emotional beings. I will say this, and I don't think it'll hurt your feelings because you're unable to feel anyways. You're crippled by that. It's not going to hurt your feelings because remember, you're emotionally devoid. You can't feel. And that's primarily not Piscean. That's primarily other zodiac signs, where you can't allow anyone to see or feel or hear any kind of emotion coming from you, that it's somehow sort of weakness. That's fine. They can keep living that way, but that's not Piscean's journey. Hold on. Oh, wow. I opened it right on the page. So it's card number 19, Libra, I balance. All my life, my heart has yearned for a thing I cannot name. Don't go it alone. Linking up with a partner will serve you best. What if your partner is your higher self? What if that's it? What if we have to stop romanticizing things in a human way? Because the human mind, especially a human Piscean mind, will try and make this into something that is about, oh, I have to find my other half. I have to find my soulmate. I have to find that's such an antagonistic voice. I have to find my soulmate. It doesn't have the same effect though. I have to find my soulmate. I have to find my twin flame. And it's like, no, you have to balance within yourself. You have to. You have both masculine and feminine within you, and you have to balance those two within yourself. Once you do that, you won't feel so so hell-bent on giving someone else credit for your growth. Okay? Only you can grow yourself. Even if someone comes to you, what is going on with this nostril? Is it sweat? What is this? Even if someone comes to you with all the answers you need in your life, until you're ready and willing to receive those answers, until you're actually, even more important than that, until you're ready and willing to ask the questions, you will not receive those answers. You will not have any use, any purpose for the answers you're given. That's deep. You have to first be willing to question. Question yourself. Question your thoughts. Question your decisions. Question the people around you. Question the official narrative that you're being told you should adhere to. You know, I mean, if you ask enough questions, eventually you'll ask the right one, whether you know what to ask or not. If you ask enough, you'll find the right question. And that's the thing. If you notice in society today, especially in religions, I gotta gargle the salt out. Let me just slow it down. I gotta gargle the salt out because you're somehow bad or flawed or a troublemaker if you ask questions. If you ask questions, doesn't matter what the question is. If you ask questions, do not ask questions. When you ask why you have to wear a mask, like what is the actual science behind that, aside from the original narrative? Oh, you're a troublemaker. Oh, you're selfish. If you ask why you have to stay home, aside from the original narrative, you're so selfish. If you ask for religious, answers, like why do I have to confess to someone else all of my sins and call that other person father when we are brothers and sisters in that Christ consciousness? And if God knows everything, why do I have to confess? Shouldn't God know that I'm already sorry? Oh, you're a troublemaker. You're a zealot, charlatan, hypocrisy. No. You have to ask questions. You have to. Asking questions is not the same as trying to create conflict. If you're genuine in your question asking, it's not trying to create conflict. It's not your fault that someone else has a problem with you questioning their desire to have authority over you. And that's what I've learned. Okay? They need you to agree because there is power in numbers. Well, I mean, only if you're preaching untruths. I believe what I believe. It doesn't matter if any of you believe what I believe. I believe what I believe. I've lived through what I've lived through, and so I believe what I believe. Doesn't matter if anyone agrees. It doesn't matter if anyone understands. And it's nice when people agree. It's nice when people understand, but you don't need that to continue being who you are. Okay? Card number, wait. Let's see. When the Libra card turns up, it indicates you are riding the fence over something and need to make a decision soon. If you do not make your decision, it may be made for you. So you have to make a decision about who you are, not who you want to be. There's a huge difference because who you want to be oftentimes is not in alignment with who you actually are. If you have to try harder, if you just need time to become something, that's not who you are. You have to find out who you are right now and be that person with no shame. There was never any rule or law. And you know what? You want to keep being disruptive. I really don't care. I am not too ashamed. Okay. No longer an issue. If you do not know who you are, take this time to explore yourself, to get to know yourself once again. You are not the person that other people say you are. Not until you're actually living in your truth. Okay? Because until you actually live in your truth, you have no idea what that is. And if you have no idea what the truth is, then you're open and susceptible to believing whatever lie, whatever fractionated truth people present to you. Thank you guys. So when people tell me I'm a bitch, that's partial truth. There's parts of me that's bitchy. A little bit bitchy, yes. Yeah, I'm not ashamed of that. Because guess what? To me, that's no longer derogatory because of the fact that I recognize who I am. It takes a shit ton for that bitch to come out of me. And when she comes out, she's a fish and she will tear you the fuck down because that's what you asked of her. So she will tear you the fuck down. Because guess what? She doesn't come out until you've crossed the line and you are now affecting the safety and well-being of her inner child. And just like a mama bear, that bitch will fuck shit up if you try to fuck with her inner child. Because a child is a child. So, does that mean I'm a bad person if the bitch comes out? No, not at all. That means you brought that shit out. Okay? That means you brought that shit out, so what did you do? And people used to convince me, like, oh shit, you're kind of mean, dude. No, I'm kind of real. I'm nice to everyone until you force me to be otherwise. You could do it with your behavior. You could do it with your words. You could do it with the way you approach me. It's all about you, boo-boo. It's all about you. So most people want to make things all about them. That you're the problem. It's all about them. You're the problem. You're the one that's hurting them. Well, guess what? Me being a bitch is all about you. Because there's plenty of other people in this world who think the farthest thing from that. When it comes to me, they don't see me as a bitch. They don't see me as mean. No, it's you. You just were expecting a different kind of outcome. And, unfortunately, there's a thing called sovereignty. I have the right to decide how I'm going to react or respond to your triggers. So, guys, you have to be who you are. You have to be who you are. You have to recognize your little quirks, like, 92% at 11:11. Okay. 92% at 11:11. Okay, there you go. There you go. Love it. Okay. Card number 34, in the world, not of the world. You are in this world, not of this world, just like these cards show. You come from a very high frequency. You also need to remember that you are here for a human experience. You are in this world, not of this world. And let all those other half-rotten fish swim by. Focus on yourself. Focus on your growth. Really lean back into your greatness. Allow your hair down. Allow those beads of wisdom, the pearls of wisdom, to be let loose. It is really, really time to give yourself the freedom to be who you are. People will keep talking shit no matter what. And then they'll tell you that it's because of you. They're just telling you the truth. No, you're not telling me the truth because I know who I am. You're projecting onto me your own insecurities, your own ugly. And because I am so heavily protected, I have a mirror finish on my shield. You are seeing yourself. I am nothing but a mirror. And if you need me to mirror that behavior too, for you to understand the ugly of your behavior, I'm powerful enough to do it. And I don't say powerful enough meaning I have brute force strength or no, I have my own personal power. My power comes from my knowing who I am. So when I say I'm powerful enough to reflect back to you, I'm saying, even though I'm reflecting back your behaviors, you're ugly, I am not taking it in. I have enough power to decide for myself now. I will not pull this in. I will let you learn though. You're not going to do that shit to me. Because whatever you do to me, I'm capable of doing it back to you. And if you need to learn firsthand what that means, then by all means. Who am I to deny you of your life lessons? But I will not take your ugly in. I am cultivating myself. I am learning who I am on an even higher level. The lower levels of existence, you should know who you are at this point. And if you don't, then start learning. Start actually letting yourself be who you are. And people might be like, well, what if I lose friends? Well, then they weren't friends. They weren't friends to begin with. They were around for whatever they could benefit from your presence. Whether it's from you catering to their preferences, whether it's because your presence will give them access to other people that they, need. And, there's such a thing as social climbers, right? There's such a thing as social climbers. And I'm pretty sure some of us have had firsthand experience with those people. And that's fine. They can keep climbing, just not on you. Card number 46, regeneration. It's time for you to regenerate. All those pieces of you that you allowed to be injured, all those pieces of you that you gave away to people who didn't know what to do with that greatest gift. Call it back to you. Just call it back to you. And you don't even have to call the person. What's yours is yours, whether you've given it away or not. When it comes to energy, what's yours is yours. And if it's not being properly utilized, then it needs to come home to you. It needs to. It needs to. Okay? Only you are allowed to use your energy. If it's being used in the wrong way, it needs to come home to you. All right. Ooh-wee. Uh-huh. All right. There's a cross-watcher watching that's pissed off at what I'm saying. If you don't want to be pissed off, you shouldn't watch. Very simple. You shouldn't watch, because then this message is not for you. This is a message of empowerment. And if my empowering other people pisses you off, it's because you're probably someone who tries to dominate others. I wish you would fucking try that shit with me. Maybe it's time for you to learn. I don't want to be a teacher, but if you beg me to, who am I to deny you that lesson? So we have this card. They are going to try and burn you down, Pisces. They are going to try and set your ass on fire. But guess what? You're a phoenix. All they did was ignite your process. So I see Pisceans like peacocks. You kind of just are, and you kind of just are doing your thing, you know. I'm talking about balanced Pisces. You kind of just are, you're kind of just doing your thing. And once in a while, you know, you'll have your tail feathers up and you kind of just walking around, tail feathers up, not giving a shit, not caring, not paying attention. And then other people will be like, look at that fucking Pisces. How dare they try and think they're beautiful and we need to burn them down. Well, that's perfect because you know what a phoenix is. It's basically a peacock on fire. That's what it is. It's like a spiritual version of a peacock set on fire. So go ahead, try and burn us down. It's perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay because all you're doing is igniting our sacred flame. And in addition to that, we're a water sign. Best you can do is cause us to boil. We're not going to actually burn. Sorry to tell you. We're not going to actually burn. Okay? All the signs can balance each other out. The signs can't destroy each other. They just help each other to transmute into different forms. You mix water and dirt. Oh, earth, I'm sorry. Water and earth. I'm sorry. That was just water and earth. It becomes mud. It becomes a less rigid form of earth. You mix, I don't know. My brain is not working now. I'm still like, why would you say dirt? Well, earth is dirt. Dirt don't hurt. But Pisces, getting back on track. We are peacocks on fire. We are the phoenix on the rise. And man, I had made a post maybe like 2 years ago. And someone commented, there is nothing that brings greater attention than the witnessing of a phoenix rising. It's true. It's true. It is so very true. Because from the point where I started allowing myself to be publicly visible and actually speaking my truth publicly, up until the point where I was just like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm here to do a job. My soul asked me to do this. No one's going to stop me from doing this, not even me. So I don't give a shit what you try and say and do. I'm going to keep doing what my soul tells me to do. So from the time I started to the time where I finally accepted my soul purpose, that period of rising, I have never gotten so much negative attention, even while staying in my lane, simply helping other people, not talking shit, really censoring myself so that I'm not offensive in any way. You know what? You can waste all your time doing that, or you can use your energy to accelerate your rise. Which is it going to be? Because no matter how much time and effort you put into trying to be more vanilla, less abrasive, more easily digested. I'm not a fucking food, okay? I'm not a food. I'm not a power tool. I'm a human being. I'm going to be myself. And if you want to be in my presence, you're going to have to be okay with who I am. If you're not okay with who I am, then you're going to have to be outside of my presence. That's it. I'm not going to tell you to accept me. I'm not going to tell you to do anything. You can't be around me if you can't accept me as I am. I am who I am. And that's how you guys have to begin living your life. Now, when I say I am who I am, does that mean I'm perfect right now, perfect in how society defines perfect? I don't have any room for growth? No. It means at this point in my journey, this is who I'm supposed to be. Later on in my journey, I'm going to be something else, a form that's more evolved. So on day one of your workout, are you in the same kind of physical condition, physical fitness that you would be at day, 100 of your workout? Obviously not, right? So give yourself time to explore who you are and be who you are in this moment, knowing there is always space for growth, for expansion, for deeper involution into yourself, involution for your evolution. It's very simple. People make it so complicated with, no, I have to do, a certain type of meditation, and I have to eat certain types of foods, and I have to go to a certain type of teacher. What is this whole thing about my spiritual coach? My I'm hearing that a lot. I'm hearing that a lot. And I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. And the reason I don't understand it is because in that moment where you are identifying someone as this or that, my guru, basically the sense that I get from what I'm being told, what I'm hearing, is that this is someone who is above them spiritually. There is no one above you spiritually. Spiritual coach, are you playing a game? Spiritual coach? Is this a spiritual game? How about instead of doing that, 97%, 1122, 176.66. Oh, sorry. Okay, Ed is stop. Focus, girl, focus. How about instead of playing that game of someone is above you, how about you just befriend the people who encourage you to grow? How about that? How about instead of looking for your guru, for your whatever other words they use, your spiritual teacher, your mentor, or what? I mean, sometimes people refer to me as that, and I'm like, I'm not. We're just in this journey together. We really are. I'm not above you. You can teach me just as much as I teach you. We are equals in this. So how about you just find people, or instead of looking, how about you do your own self journey? And as you really travel on your own path, people will be brought to you by your soul. People who are not interested in being above you, people who are not interested in having some sort of elevated position. Let go of the labels, let go of the need to have a very structured, like, oh, okay, now I can claim this because my spiritual coach told me this lesson, and so now I'm at this lesson and I've already completed all of those. What if that person is wrong? Because humans are wrong. They're flawed. Humans can make mistakes. They're not, I don't mean humans are wrong. Humans can be wrong. They can make mistakes. And you're taking it in as a God itself is talking to you, God embodied. Well, what if you're God embodied as well? So what is that? What is that? What are you going to do with that? What if it's a distorted interpretation of God's message? Because humans love to interpret things. Instead of just taking it at face value, most human beings will interpret it. Ever hear telephone? That game Telephone? Instead of just repeating exactly what is said, they put their own spin to it. And what if their spin is distortion? And not to speak negatively about, I don't know who posted this. They were sharing that on one of my posts. They were sharing that their spiritual coach told them not to share anything of themselves, and that when their light is bright enough, that people will come and ask. And I'm like, genuinely, I don't understand that concept, because to me, it's like a game. Like, guess what I have? Guess what I have? And what if no one cares what you have? Then you feel like shit. Then you feel like, oh shit, no one cares. How about you just share of yourself and let people, let people decide what to do with that? How about instead of trying to figure out what you need to share, just talking and allowing what you're guided to share to be shared? How about that? I don't know who the coach is, and honestly, I don't remember who posted that. And I asked them that question because it's a genuine question. Like, what happens if no one asks you? What happens if you don't have the type of energy naturally that draws people to you? Because some of us don't. It doesn't make you any less. You're just not magnetic. It's like, some of us have dark hair, some of us have light hair. It doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. So what if no one ever asks? Because for a long time, there was this part of me that was really, really concealed, and people never asked. And so what did that tell me? No one gives a shit, girl. Hide it all you want. No one even wants to know. Yeah, and that fucks with your ego, which then fucks with your self-worth. And ego doesn't need to be destroyed. Ego needs to be balanced so it can do its job. So card number 41, North Node, life's purpose. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. Excuse me. The North Node points out the best areas for us to direct our talents and our wills. This shows the area of gifts. It represents destiny. It's directly opposed to the South Node, which is much more serious and restrictive. So with this coming out, this is all about telling us to stop with the restrictions, that we have to allow ourselves to rise to our North Node. Having been positioned and sitting in the South, we need to now rise to the North. Look at that, like a badass phoenix. Yeah, okay? So you can be assured destiny has a place in your situation. Through many life lessons, you're about to arrive at a place for your highest good. Your life is expanding and opportunities pour in swiftly, catching you quite by surprise. This card also represents past life memories and karmic connections. No, I'm not. Fucking A. Someone's coming back. I don't give a shit. Oh my God. Okay. This relates to the 10 of Cups. Positive karma rewards the soul's enlargement, being in the right place at the right time, because someone's coming back. I'm going to get my fucking paddle for whoever's coming back. I'm going to paddle your ass. Card number 38. Just saying. You're making my hair more frizzy. Card number, ooh, wait. There was a 38. Ah! Okay. 38 and 38. 11, 11. So, earth element stability, restore and replenish. See how it's mirroring. As above, so below. From the north to the south. So, yeah, no. This might be how you're feeling, and this needs to be your goal. If this is how you feel, then this needs to be your goal. Stability. Anchoring yourself into this earthly life. And it's okay for you to curl up and cry for a little bit. It's okay for you to shut the world out for a little bit. People will tell you, you can't just shut the world out. Oh, yes, I fucking can. Watch me. Starts to lock deadbolts. Yes, you can. But will that benefit you? Maybe for a short period. But if you stay there, it will amplify your hurt and distorted thoughts. So yes, you can. But if you don't balance it, you're going to fuck yourself. Bottom line, you have the power to decide everything for yourself. You can be the kind of person like I am who will do things just to prove that I can. Like, oh, I can't touch that. Oh, what did you say? I probably burned my finger off. So you can live your life either in rebellion, or you can live your life in submission, or you can be balanced and enjoy the ride between rebellion and submission, and understand you are a totality and you are here to experience the full motion and emotion of this spiritual ride. So if you're in this phase right now, that's perfectly fine. That's not a sign of weakness. That's a sign you're being primed to rise. Sometimes when life has you exhausted, you need to lay and curl in a ball for a little bit and rest. Allow your body to recuperate, regenerate, whatever it is. And then you can go ahead and put on your fucking phoenix wings and rise. There you go. Okay? Pre-transformation, post-transformation. Both are okay. Both are okay. Own your journey. You don't have to be anything or anyone that someone else tells you to be. You don't have to be anywhere someone tells you to be. Go with your own flow. What took someone 15 minutes might take you 30, and that's okay. That's okay. We're not here to rush. We're not here to impress. Like, good whoop for you that you took 15 minutes to finish this project, but I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to make sure that I'm fully present as I put this project together. It might take me 30 minutes versus your 15, but I'm here to really savor my experiences, savor my life. It's nice and wonderful when people want to race. They can do that on their own. Keep running. I'm back here and just keep running. That's okay. Keep running. So restore and replenish. Allow yourself to stay in this phase for as long as you need, not as long as you want, because sometimes we want to stay much longer than we need. Understand that the messages that are sent to you when you're in this phase and you're not receiving those messages, they still stay with you. You become aware of them afterwards when you're ready to hear. Just because you don't hear the message when it's first delivered doesn't mean the message is returned asunder. It's not. It stays with you. And when you're ready to hear it, to receive it, it will be heard. You have so many layers and levels of growth happening. So many. And sometimes that can be overwhelming for an individual. And that's okay. Because truth be told, card number 14, truth be told, Pisces, you were made for this. You were made for this elevated type of accelerated ascension. You were made for this. This is what you were designed for. As you exist here on this earth plane, going through accelerated, intensified periods of expansion and ascension, you are calling in and anchoring in extremely high frequency. Just by existing, just by being present at this time, you are helping Gaia to heal herself, and in turn, she is causing everyone on this earth plane to reflect, to mirror an elevated healing process. And sometimes the healing is much more painful than the original infliction of that wound. We're in a process of healing. And please, you guys, don't let anyone insult your intelligence by trying to tell you that if you're struggling through this period, that you're somehow not spiritually evolved. Don't let someone tell you this bullshit of, oh, we need this period of pain. We need this because Gaia is now healing. Man, I love Gaia. Gaia needs this. We don't need this pain. We're experiencing this pain because we are still partaking in lower levels of dimensional consciousness, in this paradigm that's a lower level of consciousness. So yes, it will feel like you're being pulled apart. When you're anchored somewhere much higher and you're still trying to hold on to something so much lower, you're going to be stretched to the point of breaking. You won't break though. It'll be painful as fuck, but you won't break. As soon as you figure out to let go of what you're holding on to, you snap right back. Perfectly fine. But if you don't want to let go, enjoy that. You're going to be stretched and stretched and stretched until you feel like you're going to be broken. So let me all right, guys, we're going to be finishing up this message. Mm-hmm. Three houses, three people, two swords. What does that mean? So, oh yeah, we're gonna be dealing with some rotten ass motherfucker. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So let's see. We have the Emperor in reverse. Immaturity, ineffectiveness, indecision, weakness of character, failure to control petty emotions. Pisces, as you rise, the Emperor in reverse energy will be present in your life. Okay? This is probably someone you already know. If it's not someone you already know, then it's probably someone that's going to be randomly trying to tear you down, probably through social media, probably through whatever. Oh, fuck them anyways. Regardless of where they come from, fuck them. Who gives a shit about this? Like, yeah, you know, Emperor in reverse. That means you have no kingdom. Your kingdom's upside down. That means you have no kingdom. So if you're an emperor with no kingdom, that tells me you fucked up and I shouldn't be listening to you. You couldn't even keep your life together, so I shouldn't be listening to you. So keep that in mind when you have an emperor in reverse type of energy, type of individual approaching you, trying to criticize you. I tell you guys, the people who have the least amount of space to speak are usually the ones who do. Like, you'll have people criticizing the way you parent. They ain't even got no fucking kids. How you gonna do? Oh, because you got a puppy? Bruh, puppies are not the same as human children. Okay? I have a dog too, and I treat her like my child, but she is not the same as my human children. I love her like my human children, but she doesn't have the ability to interact with me like my human children. Okay? So when people begin to really, really criticize you, to try and tear you down, you talking about spiritual development. What have you done for spiritual development? How far have you arrived? Oh, because you realize all those certificates are bullshit? You realize that, right? Soul does not hand out certificates. They don't certify you in things. Soul is here simply for existence, for experience, all of that. So, oh, thank you, Cassandra. So when people start to criticize you, remember, they're probably the least qualified to say anything. I have people in my life who they were criticizing me on shit, and finally I got tired of it because I was like, okay, whatever. And finally I got tired of it, and I was like, you realize your life is fucked up, right? Maybe your life is fucked up because you're paying so much attention to other people's lives that you haven't been working on your own. I mean, I'm saying this out of love. I'm just saying, maybe you wouldn't have as much problems that you have if you weren't trying to use other people's struggles to bolster yourself. Sometimes you just got to tell people that. Like, I really don't think you're qualified to make these type of statements. Some people are like that, guys. Some people are like that. It's okay. They can do that without you. What does this card mean? Okay. Hold on. Okay. I don't remember because this is a different book that I was trying to use. So Temperance in reverse. Let me see what's this. Ooh. This is bullshit, okay? Let me just tell you this. This is a message for, I don't know, someone that needs to see. So someone's coming back. It's a reflection of your crown space. They're in the distance. They're heading towards you. This path is leading right to you. These two flowers, yellow flowers, what, daffodils? I don't know. Maybe it's crumpled paper in the bushes. But the energy is flowing between the two, okay? The energy is flowing between the two. Notice how he don't give a fuck that someone's coming. I'm sorry, Michael. I can't keep with this stupid message. Hold on, guys. So, okay. The daffodils represent rebirth and new beginnings. Hold on. After winter frost. Hold on. I know Google is spying on me. Is daffodils bad luck? Hold on. Um, okay. What's the saddest flower? Okay. Death and sadness and flowers. Okay. So it's one of the first growths we see after defrost, after the spring starts. It's in reverse though. Okay. So I'm being told this is about I guess starting new with something that's coming, someone that's coming. I see it as this is in reverse, so I call bullshit. But if you need the message, there you go. But I personally call bullshit. Seven of Swords. New plans, wishes, fortitude, perseverance, hope, confidence, fantasy, partial success. There's three. There's three. Okay. So this is for some people. Maybe they come from a family of four. There are three houses, three separate individuals, and there's someone coming to create smoke with them while you're trying to escape. I'm thinking this, for some of you, you're dealing with a narcissist that's attempting to recruit flying monkeys who have houses near yours, meaning zodiac houses, meaning oh, here, information from Unified Astrology. Houses are funnels of energy. Okay, so I'm assuming these are people who have energy that is connected to yours. See how the energy is being funneled from one cup to another? I assume for some of you, you're trying to make the changes to leave, to go away. I don't know, or for some, it might be that you're holding on to something that's trying to escape you and that's been trying to leave for so long now, you know? Let's see. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Selfishness, envy, jealousy, bad debt, unpaid loans. Yeah, tied to this. Tied to this. Someone that you have mingled energies with, that's a reflection of you. They're in the distance. They're trying to, look, they're over here. They're trying to go down that road to you. And then you have the Six of Reverse. They can, because something within the houses has caused some sort of debt. It might be financial debt. It might be a sense of societal debt, like, well, I helped you, so you owe me. You have to stay. You can't abandon me, and this and that. There might be jealousy. It might be, for some of you, someone who has always had some sort of affinity towards you, attraction, someone who's been watching you for a long time. Oh, I still have to look at the bottom of the deck. And there you are. I'm a smack a hoe. I'm joking. Don't smack anyone. But yeah, so it's almost like there's this part of you, if this message is resonating, it's almost like there's this part of you that's welcoming it, but also a part of you that's fighting, that's ready to fight. I say don't even bother. Don't bother with that. Don't bother with worrying yourself about things that are potentialities and not really something in front of you already. If you're waiting for someone to come back, why are you waiting? Why are you waiting? I understand some people will go through a process. Because I'm having conversation with Michael. He's ear hustling. So I was going to say, if they really wanted you, if they really wanted to be with you, they'd be there. And he's saying, well, some people take time. They need time to process things that they're having a difficult time accepting. Yeah, I really don't care. I really don't care. But I guess some of you need to have that information where just knowing that some people do need time to process, time to understand. For some of you, whoever this person is,